Yeah, g'day everyone. Yeah, back again. Just going to do a full tour of the yard now that, yeah, sort of midwinter, middle end of June now, and as you can see, everything's nice and green, and yeah, we've actually had a decent bit of rain. We had 100 mils for June and about 50 odd for July so far, so much more than what we had last year anyway. Yeah, see the old son Haas Avo. She's handling the winds. We've had a lot of strong winds too, and seems to handle it all right. A lot of browning on the leaf tips, but yeah, lots of new buds and no real damage. But I think that's probably a combination of the cold, the wind, and the tap water I was watering it with last year. Yeah, over here I've put in some asparagus. Had to protect it from the dogs and the rabbits. Yeah, hopefully they do alright this year. Little mandarin, got some new growth. This one's the lemon gold white sapote, and yeah, she's loaded with the flowers there everywhere. So hopefully a few little fruitlets there forming already. More in there. But yeah, as you can see, there's flowers everywhere. You know, even right up the top there, you can see little flower buds. Just taking the guard off this Bacon Avo. She's got flower buds all over it, ready to bloom. Yeah, seems to have handled the cold a bit better, but yeah, Bacon does that. Starting to brown on a few leaf tips, but yeah, hopefully that one takes off like the other one has. Yeah, I've given some of the mulberries. This is the white chatoot, bit of a trim. That's a seedling black mulberry, and what's that one? The Hicks Fancy. Yeah, this one's the Smathers white sapote, and yeah, it's got new growth all over it, which is a bit surprising for July. But yeah, it doesn't seem to mind the cold weather, which is good. Sort of struggled a bit in summer, but yeah, it seems to have taken off now. The old seedling Avo's been pretty much stripped of leaves. So if that doesn't have a decent flush of growth in spring, then she'll probably end up kicking the bucket and dying. But hopefully it comes through. The bees there loving the sourshops. Yeah, it's the thing with these sourshops, there's no way of stopping them. You can't mulch them out, you pull them all out, they just drop bulbs, and yeah, so I've just learned to live with them, and yeah, I'll give it all a whippersnip a bit later on and try and tidy everything up a bit. She's due for a mow and a whippersnip, but yeah, when I've got time. The old long'un, she seems to be handling the winter fine, no worries, no damage, likes the wind. The old new growth, it's copped a bit of a hiding, but yeah, it hasn't died or anything, just blew a few of the leaves off. But by the looks of it, a little shoot again. Super dwarf Cavendish banana still doesn't look like even close to putting out any bananas or flowering. I'll give it another year maybe, and then I'll rip that one out. Pulled out had the red ducker banana in here. I pulled that out, and I've got a Ducasse in the greenhouse ready to go in here. I'll plant out in spring, so hopefully that one gets going a bit quicker than what the last couple have. This one's the Pakistan black mulberry, or black chatoot, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, hopefully she takes off this year. Lisbon lemon, quite a few off that, a lot of little lemons on it, but considering the lack of water, lots of new flowers on it too. considering the lack of water and care it got over summer. It's doing alright, hopefully shoots back hard in spring. We got over here, this is one of the pomegranates, can't remember which one's which. But yeah, heap of new growth already, which is a bit surprising for July. The other one here's got a little bit, but it's starting to shoot out now. We've had some warm days in amongst the wind and the rain, but seedling longing. So there's little bits of new growth in there. They don't seem to mind the cold, which is good. Even this Mossman black sapote, which is supposed to be fairly tropical. Yeah, it doesn't seem to have had too much damage. Hopefully it sort of takes off a bit this year. A bit of sun damage on the bark from last year, but yeah. You can see the Hicks Fancy Mulberry, she's loaded again. Always get heaps on this. It's a good tree. Or a good dog buried underneath the tree that's fertilising it. Old Rexy boy, he's a good dog. Yeah, still getting mandarins off the Imperial. All the big ones have been eaten, lots of little small ones left, but they're still really nice and sweet. Vernon white sapote. Yeah, got some little bits of new growth already. So, yeah, hopefully that one takes off this year. It's only a new one. There's a lemonade. She's got plenty of fruit on it. Got to pull out those avocado seedlings coming up, I think. Maybe try and graft onto them if they don't go, then pull them out. But yeah, I don't know. I'll see. If I do that, it'll be in spring. The Gramachama. She doesn't seem to mind the winter. Nice and protected, but no damage. Valencia seedless orange. That one's split by the looks. But yeah, they're pretty, most of them are pretty small. That one down there's a little bit bigger, but yeah, just lack of water last year. These are the Emperor mandarins, and as you can see they're actually quite big, bigger than the oranges. Yeah, they're sort of just starting to come ready now. That's a nice one. Have that one as a snack. Apricot I planted last year, that took off. Hopefully it does a lot better than the other two apricots, which only just got fruit off after 5 years. All the grapes have had a bit of a prune. Yeah, I've sort of left some longer branches there. It seemed to get a fair bit more off it last year when I did that. There's a million different ways you can prune grapes, but yeah, I'll just trial and error and see which way works. The Eureka lemon, loaded, healthy, good tree this one. Another one for lemon water, maybe another two. Which one's this? Jonathan apple, I think, and that one's the pink lady. But yeah, I've given them a good fertiliser, so hopefully they start to grow a bit more this year. They've been in for a while and they give us a few apples, but they haven't actually grown that much. Farah mandarin. See, that one's got some that are nearly ready, some that are green, some that are tiny, and some that are barely even formed. So if that, yeah, these looks like it's got new flower buds there already too. So the way this thing's going, we might have mandarins all year round, hopefully. And these are probably one of my favourites. They're just a really late variety, not quite ready yet, but that's the Jaboticaba that died. I've got a, well, I think it's dead anyway. It's a bit rubbery, so it might still be alive, but It looks pretty dead. Oh no, actually it is still alive, but lost all its leaves. Looks sick, so I might just dig it up, put it in a pot. If it comes back I might plant it out, but I might plant a jackfruit I've got in the greenhouse there. Hawaiian Supreme White Sapote. This one doesn't normally put on new growth till a bit later than all the others. But yeah, healthy enough. Blood orange, it's just started to grow a bit last year. I think it's been in for about 4 years or something, and hopefully takes off a bit this year. See other apple, hopefully start getting a bit more growth out of them, giving them a heap of blood and bone. So nectarine, we've got I think 2 nectarines off, just flowers a heap, but just doesn't seem to form into much fruit. So I don't know what the go is. It's supposed to be self-pollinating and all, but I'll give it another year or two. If it doesn't start producing, I'll rip it out or graft something else onto it maybe. Is that the... I forget what they're called. Jujubes. Yeah, I've just moved spots of that last year and didn't really do anything. So I'll give it this year. If it doesn't do anything, I'll dig that up too and move it. Maya lemon. That one's healthy, loaded. Lemons do well here. All citrus does. This one's the Acerola cherry. It's had a few flowers towards the end of last summer, autumn. So hopefully this year we get a bit of fruit off it. But yeah, this one seems to go alright in the winter. Plums, always do alright out of them. That's a sundowner apple. That one's going okay. This one's a red delicious. As you can see, it needs a bit of a weed, but yeah, I'll get to it when I get to it. Life gets busy. A couple more plums just here. This one's the navel, washing your navel orange, and it's got new growth on it already, quite a bit, which is a bit early, especially being still July. That's the Japanese seedless mandarin, and yeah, hopefully that one takes off a bit this year. The bloody dogs have stepping all over everything, sniffing it out after I fertilise it. It's not the rabbits, it's the blackbirds. If it's not the blackbirds, it's the dogs. Can't win sometimes. Yeah, the Golden Delicious apple. Had a bit of a prune here and there. Some of the branches are starting to break, so yeah, awesome tree this one. Not a big tree, but it gives us heaps. Another cherry, just planted that one last year, so hopefully this year that one takes off. This one's 5 odd years old and growing nicely, but yeah, just don't get much fruit off it. Not yet anyway, so I'm hoping if it needs a pollinator, that one will pollinate it, but yeah, I won't give up on these just yet. I love cherries, so I got the black sapotes. And there's quite a few on there, decent size, seedling black sapotes. So yeah, first black sapotes this year, first of many things really. A few on this one too. And they seem to be handling the cold quite alright. And the wind, a few damaged leaves up the top there, but they'll pull through. This one doesn't seem to have any damage. I planted not a seedling, but it's a rootstock of a nectarine I had that just didn't grow, and the rootstock put through, so I'm planted it out and not even going to water it, leave it on its own, see how it goes. The old macadamia, have to get some fruit off it this year. Got some bits of new growth here and there. That's a few burnt leaf tips, but I think most of them are from last summer. And this one's a Pinkalicious macadamia, which yeah, it needs a lot of water, I think. I can't give it enough, and seems to have new growth in summer, but I mean in winter, but summer I just don't think I can keep enough water up to it. Nashi pear, that one, in the light. Didn't grow much last year, but it was a bare root one, didn't have much of a root system, so hopefully this year it starts to take off. One of the pears didn't grow much last year, but yeah, many things didn't with how dry and bare it was. And the plum I just put in last year didn't really grow. This is a Orion peach, looks like it's just about to start to come into flower there. Just about to open. This is a really early peach, they sort of ripen in November. Might get a couple off it this year. That's the dark flesh peach, I forget what they're called, but yeah, hopefully get a few off that one this year. Conference pear, as you can see I've tied a lot of the branches down because the fruiting wood seems to grow a bit more when the branches are horizontal. Had a couple of fruit last year, but the birds got to them before they could get to any size. Hopefully get a few more this year and I'll net it earlier. European plum, haven't got much hope for them. I'll leave them in another year or two. Another peach, that's the angel peach or the donut peach. First one's off them this year. Another one, Anzac peach, but yeah, soil's not as good here and these trees don't grow as well. Yeah, one of the apricots anyway, got the first fruit off them last year, but yeah, they're 5 years old and they're, you know, 4 feet tall at the most. A few more dead things here. These were those lily pillies. 3 of them have died by the looks. Fucking guards come off this one. Fucking dogs. Oops, sorry about the language, but bloody dogs. Nuisance sometimes, as much as you love them. But yeah, that one's got Feijoa, got some new growth coming through, which is probably a bit early, but these two here are natal plums. That one needs a bit of a weed, but yeah, I didn't water them at all the whole of last year. Went like 11 months with no rain, no water, and they're still alive. They haven't grown, but they must be pretty hardy. Little mango seedling, Kensington Pride seedling, that one, and yeah, seems to be doing alright in the cold. Feijoa's got some little bits of new growth. The cherry guava, red guava, it's got heaps of new growth. That struggled in the dry conditions. The figs, poor old figs, don't know when it's winter and when it's summer now. Hawaiian guava, yeah, we actually got a few off that this year and they were quite nice, actually surprisingly sweet. I didn't think they would get sweet, but figs new growth, but yeah, I don't know what's going on. Up to the mango, and as you can see there, we've already got flower buds. Focusing that well, but yeah, got some flower buds starting to show up, so I don't know how they're going to go. A lot of new shoots already, been July and a mango out in the open. It's a pretty good tree, this one. Not bad for a seedling, R2E2 seedling. What's this, its 4th year or something. Not real big, but almost looks like a bonsai. But yeah, if we can get mangoes off it every year in this climate, then I'll be pretty happy. The locust. First year we're going to have locusts, and there's going to be quite a few on there. A lot of new growth. These things are hardy as. They didn't get much love or much water last year, and yeah, it's got fruit all over it, so new growth. I'll have to net this one, I think. And there's the well, it's supposed to be an Indian guava, but it's something else because it's got pink flesh, but still getting a few of them. Not really sweet, these ones, but they're alright. Yeah, as you can see, it's nice to actually get some winter conditions and some rain, green everything up a bit. But yeah, till next time. See ya.